Good day, viewers at home. This is Edwin Stitches. You're welcome to my channel. Today we'll be taking us on how to make a call. How to make call. So we'll not be wasting too much of our time. So we have the materials that we'll be using. I have my color stick. This is my color stick. So add one. I'm using add one. I'll be using normal stick. And I'll be using two types of fabrics. So this is the main fabric, and then I'll be using this one to do the facing of the inner part. So it's going to be an interesting one. So let's quickly talk on the measurement I'll be using. It's actually for me anyway. So I've cut this one. It is I always use 3.5. I always use 3.5. I always use 3.5 as the height, and then the wideness depends on the wrist of the customer or the client. So my own wrist is 6.5. Sorry, six quarter. That is my wrist. It's 6 quarter. The actual one is 6 quarter. So don't forget that you will be putting your finger inside while measuring it, so that it is going to be 6.5. So 6.5 is what I have here. And then if you have watched my previous video on how to cut long sleeves, I told you that they are going to add 2 inches to it. 2 inches. That one is just for where you are going to put cuff links, where you are going to put your cuff links, so that everything will relax. So if I should calculate everything together now, 6 quarter plus 2, that is going to be 8 quarter. So, oh, sorry, 6.5 plus 2, that is going to be 8.5. So I'll be using 8.5 for the measurement of my curve now. Curve. I'll be using 8.5. So I will fold it because it's going to be 2. To cut the fabric. So let's cut out the fabric now. For my fabric, this one is 8.5. So you are going to add half to the both side now for sewing allowance. So that is going to be 1. 1 plus 8.5, that is going to be 9.5, or you can approximate it to be 10. So that is what you are going to cut out for the wideness of the fabric. Wideness of the fabric, it is going to be 10 or 9.5 or whatever. Just make sure you added allowance depending on how you want it. So, and the height, this one is 3.5. It is 3.5. It is because I'm using two type of fabrics now. So I'm going to join it. So I'll be using 4.5 or 5 here. You can use 4.5. 4.5. It is going to be, you are going to use half to join this fabric to this. Then the remaining 4 is what you are going to use to fold this one. 3.5. So you are going to use half to fold it. So, but I will be using 5. 5 is okay for me. I can have more than 5 to be on the safer side. So I'll be using 5. So I will cut this, but if you don't have enough fabric, make sure you just do your calculation very well, so that you just manage it. But I have enough fabric, so I will So the next thing we are going to do is now to fix this. So your this is the main fabric. So we are just using this one as a facing. So now, first of all open this again. The main fabric here, you open it so that then you are going to put this one. We let this stay be away like quarter inch away from the sewing line, quarter inch away from the sewing line, quarter inch away from the sewing line, then we gum it. So the next thing is just to sew this side, and then we are going to sew this round. Then you do the same thing for the other one, so the same process. So this is where the slit terminated. So you are going to shift forward by half or quarter. You exceed it by half or quarter or 0.3, by half or quarter or 0.3. So you are going to exceed it. Can see now. This is the actual point. So I exceeded the point by quarter. You can use half. So I exceeded the point by quarter. So put this one too. The mouth must start it here. Let the mouth start it here. And you sew. You sew from where you terminated this one. So when you are done, this is what you are going to have. So when you are done, this is what you are going to have. You see how lovely and beautiful it is. So now let's go to the flap. So I'm making a senator dress for myself today. So and I decided to make a video of it so that other will benefit. So I've forgotten this side. I've not sewed this one, so I have to sew this. I fold this, then I fold this, then I will sew. So let me quickly do that. So you turn it to the right side and you fold. So I first of all fold this. I first of all fold this on the sewing line here. Then I will refold. Then I will sew. So what we have now is just so we have it at the right side now, right side of the fabric. Then just iron and then make sure you iron it so that it will be very neat. And see, I give it a nice press. Then you can sew it without ironing it anyway, but it is always good to do that so that you have a very neat finishing. Then I will put this one. I will iron this one too. I fold this one inside. And then we hold this down. So let's quickly do the other side. So the next thing is just to sew. The next thing is just to sew. We are getting there, then we attach our cuff. So let's quickly see how we sew it. Now for this one now, For this one, I have to go. This is where I'm going to see. So I have to come from here. I have to start from here. So I will starting from here now. Make sure you set it very well, and then go by 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. Or if you like, you can put quarter, 3.5 quarter, so that then it will hold them this side. So 3.5 quarter is okay. Because I extended by quarter, so I'll be using 3.5 quarter. So you can see. So you hold them this side. The tongue you tuck in. So you do the same thing to the other side, so and then you are done. The next thing, make sure you hold them this one down. This place, hold it down because that is where you are going to take your measurement. Why taking measurement? So that it will not affect it, it will not shift. Make sure you hold them that place down. You are going to open it later. Just hold it down. So the next thing is now to put it on fold. So now the next thing we are going to do, you put this thing on fold. You put this on fold. So when you put it on fold, then you are going to put your cuff measurement there. Then you add the allowance. So now pleating allowance, so that it will not be tight there. So now what I have here is my cuff is eight, I think 8.5. Yeah, I use 8.5. So I have 8.5 on fold. 8.5 on fold is going to be what? 8.5 on fold is going to be 4 quarter. 4 quarter. Yes, 4 quarter. This is what I have. 4 quarter. So if I like, I can add half to it. I will be using half to pleat so that it will be free, it will not be tight. Or I can use one if I like, or I can use half quarter, but I don't want it to be too loose. So I will be using a half quarter now. I'll be using half quarter. So if I should add half quarter to 4 quarter now, that is going to be 5. So I'll be adding 5. I'll be having 5 here. So I'll be using the remaining one as a sewing allowance. So the total I have here now, what I have is just 5. All I have is 5. While my actual measurement is 8 quarter. 8 quarter. So this 8 quarter now, when you just add 2 to it, that is 11 to 8 quarter, that is 10. 8 quarter plus 2, that is 10 quarter. 10 quarter. So you can see based on our own calculation of the sleeves now, I have 10 quarter, that is going to be this. So I can add a little, but I don't want it to be too wide, so I'll be adding 10 here. I'll be using 10, 10, 10 on fold now. I'll be using 5, that is 10. So I'll not be using 10 quarter anymore, so I'll be using 10. Hope that calculation goes well like that. So I'll be sewing this way. And then the allowance I keep, that is what I'm going to maintain. I'm going to maintain that, but I'm not going to sew it full. So I'm going to stop halfway. It's okay like that. I'm okay like that. So I will do the same thing for the other one, but then let's quickly do this and see how we do about this. Let's suspend the other one now. But it is good you always do the two simultaneously. So this is what I have. But before I cut it, I'll make sure I pick the center. I'll make sure I pick the center here too. The center here. I will notch it. Don't forget, I notch this one too. So I'm going to notch this one at the center. So I will now turn it to the right side. I'll turn it to the right side of the fabric. So the next thing is just to attach this. While attaching it, so this one, the inner part here, you are going to put it in the inner here. You can see this one is the inside now, inside of the fabric now. So you are going to put the inner part now at this. So don't forget that this place is half. So you are going to start sewing from this point, this edge, this particular point. That is where you are going to start your sewing. Away from the notch area from the center here. If you look at the other one, the one you notch here, they are not tallied. So you are going to pleat it. You make sure it is tallied. So you pleat it. You pleat the downside, the main fabric. You pleat it so that the center will match. Some people pleat before they start sewing. So it depends on your method. So you can see I've pleated it now. The center has balanced. So I will continue sewing. When I'm a bit probably
while showing
So
off.
this is what we have
Let's just
after
go with the
ironing.
man.
This is the
So
old
let's
stuff.
iron it and see the
You
beautiful
see how
result.
lovely and
So you are
beautiful
going
it
to do
is.
the same thing for
You can see.
the other side. So you do the
So
same thing for the other side.
um,
It goes
that is
on and
how we
on like
make
that. Let's iron and see
beautiful
how it looks like.
cuff. So this is how we join it. So you can see where I have my pleats. My pleats are here. They are here. Some people place their own at this size. It doesn't matter. It depends on your trademark. So this is my own trademark. So this is where I always put my pleats, and then I always have this cuff, so that each time you see my work, this is what will be seen there. Each time I use um cuff, this is the cuff will be seen there. So it shows that so this is actually belongs to me. So um I don't use any other style. This is my own particular style, and I always have my pleats at this side. If this video has added value, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you have never subscribed to this channel, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe, and then don't forget to share to the loved ones. Thank you very much. Till next time when we shall be coming your way, um, I want to say in the next video, so we are going to see how we are going to attach this